There you are, Elder. Everyone's already in position. Are you prepared? We've got to defend Kiki-Poo. Rejoice, gladiators, for the day is ours! Hmm? Gasp. What? But, but why would you be? Leave him to us first, Sword. No, stop! Such brittle blades, so easily broken. Perhaps the first sword is made of stronger steel. Leave her, Zana. Our business here is over. Oh, he's got the other one of those things. What, what have you done, Leavold? First sword, we must withdraw. The wounded need tending. Let us take them back to the guild. Grr. She anger. Remember, that's 10 bone chips I want you to bring. Good luck. We have the bone chips. Lightly salted. Ah, yes, precisely 10 bone chips. You've done well, Elder. No doubt you had trouble tracking these down at first, but at each chip you found added to your understanding. For your efforts, you've come to know where best to search for bone chips. And so it goes for everything else we mine. Now, in addition to learning where to find materials, you should also make a point of knowing who needs them. For instance, armorers and blacksmiths are our best customers when it comes to ores, while goldsmiths would struggle to ply their trade if we didn't supply them with gold and gemstones. Oh, and I mustn't forget alchemists. Those fellows can never have too much rock salt and cinnabar, and we often rub shoulders with them. In short, know whence it comes and whither it goes. To be sure, you still have much more to learn, and there's no substitute for hard work. Oh, don't look so glum. Just be thankful you don't have to bleeding memorize all that information. You have a gathering log for such stuff. Make a good use of it, and you can't go wrong. That's all for now. Keep up your efforts and visit me again when you've spent more time in the wilds, with pickaxe in hand. I'll have another task for you when you've perfected your swing. Give me a moment, Elder. I need to think. I wanted to spare you this, Mila. I begged you not to go. You knew, Aldous? That Leovold had? Leovold and I once fought side by side in the Colosseum. The twin swords of Nald Thal, they called us. Never lost a match. Honored by the bull of Alamigo himself. But that was then, and this is now. When I learned Leovold single-handedly transformed the Alacran from a gang of common thieves into the most feared criminal organization in Thanalan, I knew I had to return. It seems like a lifetime ago that the three of us used to train together in this hall. The Leovold I knew would never stoop so low. He was a good man, strong and true. What would drive him to do this? When I find him, I'll be sure to ask. Unfortunately, he seems determined to kill me for my curiosity. What aren't you telling me, Aldous? I'm not clever enough to keep secrets, my dear. I'm a simple man, only capable of dealing with what's right in front of me. Is that so? I'll find him, Mila. I promise. Goodbye. Gasp. We made one of those already. Let's see. None of these are better than what we're wearing. Well, we're already level 25, so we're gonna see what's next. Put on that new shield, though. Looking in. Ah, Elder, I must apologize for my earlier behavior. As First Sword, my duty is not only to foster your growth as a gladiator, but to also protect you from dangers you are not yet ready to face. I did not know Leovold had become the leader of the Alacran. He had chosen to bear his steel at us. Many more of us... Had he chosen to bear his steel at us, many more of us would not have returned alive. I need to know why he's turned to a life of crime, and so I've ordered my best men to scour Thanalan for any trace of his whereabouts. Unfortunately, one of them has disappeared. I have strong suspicions that he has been taken prisoner by the Alacran, or worse. If there is any hope of saving him, we must act quickly. I would have you search for our missing comrade. I mean, obviously, Elder Floopsy's up to the job, but if you're apologizing for not protecting us more, why would you suddenly send us into this? His last report stated that he was tracking the Alacran near the Hammers in western Thanalan. If you go there, you may yet find some clues to his fate. I've been far too reckless in recent days, and let too many good gladiators come to harm. Please, Elder, you're an awful gladiator. I can let you come to harm. Find our missing comrades and bring him home safe. How dare you? Elder Floopsy gonna do it, though. Veteran gladiator. Cough, cough. It's a trap, brother. Oh. Hello. They'll need to send more than 3 of them to deal with Elder Floopsy. That's some fine swordsmanship, Elder. Mila, the First Sword certainly knows how to pick 'em. Even after all these years, I can't quite bring myself to call her that. See, I still remember when her father first brought her to the guild, a wee lass who cried at the sight of naked steel. But to look at her now, you'd swear she was born with a blade in her hand. Not like she had much of a choice but to rise to the occasion, though, what with all that trouble Aldous got into 7 years ago. Selfish bastard, he should have never... but enough of my rambling. We're not going to give you that much story right here. I'll make my way back to Ul'dah after a short rest. You go on ahead and tell Mila that I'm fine. You could have told us. You know things. Oh, well. Mila. Elder, thank the gods you're all right. I heard all about the ambush at the Hammers. Excellent work. You've been invaluable to the guild, and I cannot thank you enough. In fact, I believe you deserve a much-needed rest. Take some time for yourself and return when you've recuperated. But before you go, speak with Lulutsu. I believe she has a message for you. Message for Floopsy? Elder, the very gladiator I was seeking. Lean closer, for I would not have the others hear my words. Aldous sends his regards and requests you meet him at the Lich Yard in eastern Thanalan. Aldous wants to meet us in the Lich Yard in eastern Thanalan? No, I was supposed to keep that quiet. Naturally, I've not divulged this information to the First Sword. As you may have gathered from their previous interactions, she's still rather upset with him, and would likely forbid any further association. Quite understandable, since he was clearly being groomed to become the next guildmaster before that horrible scandal, that horrible thing that we're not going to tell you about right now because we need to stretch this out. They would have made such a lovely couple. Forgive me, this is hardly an appropriate topic of conversation. Anyway, you have my word that the First Sword will not hear of any rendezvous from me. But you'll hear about it from Floopsy. Mila! Just kidding. Let's go. Hello. And where have you been? Busy drowning in some sweet young thing's eyes? Excuse you? Elder Floopsy doesn't go below his age. He's not a predator. Sheesh. He likes elder ladies. And elder men. Well, if that's the case, I understand completely. It's been 7 years since Mila's father was laid to rest here. He's got a blank tombstone. Unfortunate, no one really loved him. He was mean and stubborn, an old goat through and through, but gods, when he danced with a sword in hand, it was pure poetry in motion. Mila's right. There's no way I could know what it was like for her back then, forced to replace her father under such terrible circumstances. Oh, it's the cat. The punchy cat. And who might you be? Another of Leovold's lackeys? Master Leovold has been most distressed since learning of your return. This is unacceptable. Your master does not deserve your loyalty, kitten. When you've outlived your usefulness, he'll dispose you like so many others. Believe me, I speak from personal experience. Say what you will, I will not be swayed. She looks awfully determined to kill me. Still, I'm not really in the mood to play. Mind stopping her, Elder? Floopsy. You've gotten stronger. Good. I'm glad Mila has men like you to rely on. She's her father's daughter, a leader of men, a true warrior, an obstinate woman who lets her feelings cloud her judgment. She's a real dumb one, that one. Which is why she needs to be surrounded by dependable people who will give her good counsel and keep her temper in check, now more than ever. Stick by her. She needs you more than she knows. No. Floopsy do what he can. Thank you. I know this business with Leovold and the Alacran has everyone on edge, but it's almost over now. You have my word. I owe it to our old man to put an end to this, to give him peace in Thal's realm by making that bastard Leovold finally answer for his crimes. Remember what I said, Elder. Now go. She's probably wondering where you are. Elder Floopsy is many things, but he is not an enabler. He does not try to help people in former toxic relationships get back together. It's not his jam. Mila, we've been right here the whole time. Why are you staring at me like that, Elder? Is something the matter? You're behaving rather oddly. Well, I'm afraid I have no news regarding the Alacran's movements. I remain confident that we will find them soon, though, so keep your blade sharp. Oh, no! Where'd he go? He's in there somewhere. Oh, man, the rest of the gear was on the market. I don't know if you've ever seen that Jim Henson movie, The Labyrinth. Some of those little goblin boys. Oh gosh. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Alright. And back to the main story. Momode. Welcome to the quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now if you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Oh, it's you, Elder. It's kind of hard to tell with him. Where's that? And there I was spouting the same tired line. Mione sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. Gods almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Jean. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. Oh, if it isn't my good friend Elder. It does my spirit well to know that you are the one who will be helping us. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Elder of his mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amalja and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. Giants? These giants are the clan known as the Hecatoncheires. Oh, they got hundreds of heads? Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on site. It's no wonder why they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the Hecatoncheires to work their mines by way of enchanted helms. They were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will, but as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. As they should. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced a collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well, now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall them being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 300 years. After 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they should be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. We couldn't even see him nod! No! God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. Elder Floopsy is just communicating with them telepathically at this point. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Ah, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amalja and Sons is presently at the quicksand. A fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows the Copper Bell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. We'll never know when Floopsy's nodding at them. Just stare at them deadpan. Alrighty, Painted Mesa. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copper Bell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got the skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. The hecatoncheries have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copper Bell was old when the Second Ool Dynasty was young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong! Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue 'em, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of 'em will be able to show you the way in. I hope the hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Well, Elder might not be able to turn his head or turn his neck or nod his head, but he can put down some giants if need be. Look at him go. Oh, it's completely fixed to the torso. He won't even look at the enemy. Just don't look at him. Stab him. Pretend they're not there. They'll go away. Stone torch. There's been an incident inside Coppermill Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained. But for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who volunteered to quell the hecatoncheries? I didn't think that Papa Sean would find somebody so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Okay. Well, it didn't seem like anyone was queuing up for this one, so we're gonna go in with an NPC party. Not even a giant can penetrate Elder Floopsy's defenses. Slaves no more! Free! Free!
Oh, yes, you did it!